Hello, my name's Councillor Tony Clark and I'm the Mayor of Hepburn Shire, and I'm here representing the councillors of Hepburn to talk to you tonight about the 2026-2027 budget. It's really important, I think, start with acknowledging the environment that we're in today. And it's a difficult environment, and our financial position absolutely requires us to be disciplined, to ensure that we actually steward the services and deliver for the needs of our community as we move forward. And while we remain financially sound, there is little room for complacency. The reality is the 2026-2027 budget is absolutely relying heavily on our own and council's funding arrangements. We're not expecting or anticipating external support from the funding perspective. The other big issue, which I think is important to perhaps spend a moment talking about, is the lack of support and acknowledgement from state and federal government over the last 10 years when it comes to appropriate funding. And as a result of that lack of attention and that recognition, councils right across the state are facing unreasonable cost pressures. And I think to perhaps outline that for you to make that real, if we think about revenue over the last 10 years, the federal government has increased by 31%, the state government has increased by 34%, local councils have only increased by 16%. If state and federal governments continue to ignore this emerging issue and the needs of local government and our community, we are going to have no choice but to really start to explore cutting services and reducing our operational expenditure. Summarising this budget, there are no major new capital expenditures. It is very much a budget similar to the one that we've had in the last 12 months. There are no new major initiatives. Some of the things just to quickly touch on, we are commencing some improvements with a $500,000 grant we received from the federal government for the Glen Lyon Reserve. We are going to be reviewing on how we can sustain, maintain and develop new income revenue streams in our changing environment. We're looking to revamp and explore how we can evolve our community engagement framework. We're looking to add additional resources and improve the customer service experience. We're going to be working with all the wonderful event committees that we have that work tirelessly across our Shire to deliver amazing events. The other major thing is we are really going to be stepping up our advocacy in this space, particularly around the funding and the viability of local governments, not just for Hepburn, but right across. And that's going to right across the state. And that means working with advocacy, in an advocacy role with peak bodies and of course our neighbouring councils and shires. We're also acutely aware of the cost of living pressures that are being experienced right across our Shire for our community. Costs are going up. Families are having to make difficult financial decisions, of which we are certainly not unfamiliar with that from a council level. And we do recognise the importance of balancing our financial responsibilities with empathy and understanding. We will be looking to raise our fees. That's a process that is going through. We're going to do that with care and sensitivity, and we'll be communicating that clearly to the community. Finally, I would encourage you to provide some feedback on the budget. I'd encourage you to go to Participate Hepburn. We can receive all of your feedback on the budget that we will be putting out. Hearing your input is absolutely important. The reality is we don't necessarily have a lot of flexibility to change, and I need to acknowledge that for everybody. But your thoughts and your input are really important for us to hear, to take into account as we make the decision for the budget coming up in June, but also to take those ideas on board so they can help shape our future beyond next financial year. Thank you so much for your time. I would like to commend the draft budget for your consideration and your feedback. Thank you very much.